Aidan Rodley is on track with Michael Maxworthy to talk through the card, well, the three Group 1s primarily. Aidan, back with you.
Thanks for that, Jason. And yeah, wouldn't it be the fairy tale if we could see the Bostonian, as he's known, over here winning? As you say, yeah, we've got Michael Maxworthy here, Brisbane's foremost form expert, and we're going to rely on you picking out some winners. Geez, the day really does shape well, doesn't it, Michael?
It does. The weather, we've got a bit of high cloud. We might get a few spots of rain. It won't affect the track here. This track will play well, hopefully, today, but it'll take a lot of rain for it to be effective. But it just might affect the crowd a little bit. Hopefully, we get about 15,000 out here for our big day of the year.
Exactly. Yeah, we kick off the first of the Group 1s with the JJ Atkins, the 2-year-olds in action over the 1,600 metres. Jesus, has been a good race over the years, Michael.
It sure has. We saw the Autumn Sun come here last year. Chris Waller's got 3 lovely colts lining up. However, I'm going with Anthony Cummings' horse, Prince Farwes, who beat one of Chris's Reloaded at Randwick last start. I just think this horse has got a lot of potential. He could be a Derby horse as a 3-year-old. He got flattened on the point of the home bend when Reloaded wanted to come out in front of him. He got flattened on 2 occasions, but he really put his ears back, and at the end of the race you can clearly say he wants further, and he gets it today. So I'm with Prince Farwes in the JJ.
Okay, the run was very good. What about the Brisbane form? Who's the best of the 2-year-olds that have had the lead-up form here?
Well, I don't think they're quite up to it. I'm looking at the Sydney Colts. You know, Chris Waller, Anthony Cummings. Chris always targets these races for the 2- and 3-year-olds up here. He picks the eyes out of them 2 or 3 months before, so I think the locals will struggle a little bit today.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty good ones out of the Wallabarn win this, and of course we've seen some decent old Kiwis win it as well. Darcy Brahma and Sacred Elixir and the like as well. Next to the Group 1s, Michael, is the Derby, and we do have a New Zealand presence in the race as well with Lord Arthur, but who are you liking in this?
Yeah, Lord Arthur was so disappointing. I was expecting a lot more in the Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago here, so I can't have him as a factor. News from the track here this morning is that Scarlet Dream, the filly, has been withdrawn. She was probably 2nd or 3rd favourite, which is just such a shame for Connections, because they specifically bypassed the Oaks over the road at Doomben because the track's not big enough to keep her for today. But she was out having a trot this morning and apparently struck the running rail, has got a puncture wound, so she's not running. That certainly opens it up a little bit, but I'm looking at the SA Derby, the horse that ran 3rd there, Mr. Quickie.
Okay, we're going to have a look at Mr. Quickie as well, and going back, this was some run, a really sustained finish down the outside.
Absolutely, and everything went pear-shaped for him at the start. He drew gate number 12, and he was the meat in the sandwich out of the gates. He got poleaxed, he was back near last, and his effort was terrific, storming home down the outside at the end of 2,500 metres. He's in pretty good hands. Philip Stokes is a great horseman. Peter Moody's in the ownership. He's been up a while. He's won about 8 of 12, this fellow, so they've got to squeeze another good one out of him. But I think from gate 5, John Allen will have him a lot handier today. So I'm with him, Mr. Quickie, in the Derby.
Okay, who's the danger? Who's the main danger to him, do you think?
I think Nobu, Chris Waller's 3-year-old. He went to New Zealand for the Derby there, so he's been up a long time. He had no luck in the New Zealand Derby, but his last 2 runs at Randwick have been super. Under a big weight, he made up about 12 lengths in the straight to beat Cardiff last time out, so I think he's the danger. Originally had Scarlet Dream in. I think re-edit, she ran 3rd, and facts and figures say that had she got a run in the Oaks last week, she probably would have won it. Great 3rd in the O'Shea, so giving her a hope. And Eliferous, Chris Lees's filly. She's had no luck at all at the past couple, but Mr. Quickie for me.
Okay, yeah, Paul Shaler did just on an aside say that Re-Edit might have the edge over Nobu of the 2 Chris Waller runners, which is interesting considering Nobu's favourite for that Derby. The feature is the Stradbroke Handicap, the Straighty, a couple of Kiwis here, the Bostonian and Endless Drama. Keen to get your thoughts on those 2, but also your thoughts on the race, Michael.
Yeah, well, he's nearly a Queenslander. I don't think he's a Kiwi, the Bostonian. We saw him for the first time here 12 months ago. He won the Daybreak Lover, which is race 1 today. He's since unbeaten in 5 starts here. He's won his last 2 Group 1s. And I know a lot of people are looking at facts and figures and history and say, well, he probably can't do it top weight in a Stradbroke with 57. But I think he can. I can see him enjoying a beautiful run, similarly to his last 2 Group 1 wins, the 10,000, the Kingsford Smith Cup. Put him in the right spot there. Michael Carl's probably riding better than anyone in the country. Rodley. So I'm with the Bostonian, yeah.
Good Kiwi jockey, Michael Carl. And you claim him pretty quickly over here, I tell you, Michael. Just tell us about that run, because at the end, it seemed there's a bit in hand with the Bostonian at the finish.
Yeah, the last 20 or 30 metres, Michael sort of throttled him back a little bit. The horse that ran second in the blue there, that was Trekking. So we're looking at that weight for age back to the handicap today, and Trekking meets him 3 kilos better at the weight. So the pendulum could possibly swing in Trekking's favour, but I just think I can see the Bostonian just sitting 2 or 3 lengths off the lead at the top of the straight. He's got that great turn of acceleration. I really can't see why we should tip away from him. So Trekking I've got in the mix. Look, Tom Melbourne, now... He'll run on, I think he's about $25. He could be $6 or $7 place chance. I'd be throwing him in the mix. Viradine's a back marker, and good old Endress Drama. His effort was good the other day, sticking to the rails. There might have been a little bit of a bias towards the fence, but, you know, he's not without a place chance.
That's good. I was hoping you'd give us a little bit of a push for Endless Drama as well. Okay, so the Bostonian, the Aussie horse in the Stradbroke today. Have you got anything else you're liking on the undercard?
I think the Guineas I'm looking forward to. It's a good horse's race. A horse called Colding. Now, he's a 3-year-old by Ocean Park, this fella, trained by Chris Waller. I think they gelded him, and then he went bang, bang, bang. 3 terrific victories in a row, really putting his ears back and finding him a line. So I think in the Guineas, he'll get the money. Colding, and won him a last for you. There's a few Kiwis, and I think a Grain's got a chance at a decent price to run a place, but I'm all over Harapur for Chris Waller. He ran second here last time by McCandy Man, but different circumstances today. He actually worked with Nobu at the Gold Coast on Tuesday. I thought he worked a lot better than Nobu, so I think Harapur around about $5 in the last.
Okay, yeah, that's the thoughts of Michael Maxworthy. So Colding, Kiwi breed as well. Warren Pegg bred that horse, and geez, he is flying. Really thank you for coming on, sharing your thoughts on the day, and enjoy your day. How do you spend yours, Michael?
Well, I haven't got the greatest job today. I'll be talking to the beaten riders, and I tell you what, if looks could kill, I'd be dead 20 times. But it's great to hear their thoughts after the race anyway.
Yeah, I really appreciate your time, and wouldn't you know it, an Aussie claiming a top Kiwi horse. Happens time and time again. We're going to get him off now, Jason.
Well, before he gets an invite to, say, the Karaka Million or the Karaka Sales, he's going to have to sort some identity issues out. Michael Maxworthy with Aidan Rodley.